We have the NFC North,
All right.
one of my least favorite divisions
Okay.
because of a certain team that is in it.
I get it.
Fourth, we have the Detroit Lions at 5-11. I feel so bad for just all Detroit teams besides like
I'm
the Red
in.
Wings maybe.
My team is in the NFC North, and I like Detroit, and I feel bad for Detroit
Yeah.
because they're that bad. They're so bad that I'm just like, man, but I like them. You know, like they're like a little brother who just can't do anything. Who isn't like you just
You
can't
have to
get
beat them
anything
2
done.
times a year.
Yeah.
You're just like, ah.
Oh man.
You feel bad
I'm
about
sorry,
it.
Detroit. You didn't
You have
deserve
some
that.
post-nut clarity after beating them.
I usually do not when we win football games. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what you're asking.
Yeah, I just had to go subtly
tell
put that in there.
Kirk.
Goff. All I put on my notes is just all caps. Goff.
Oh, I forgot they have golf. How could I forget that
So-
they have golf? Oh my god. It's gonna be a great
The
year.
Lions got way funnier than normal. They traded for Jack and Goff.
And they have Fred
they got rid of
Flintstone
their
as their
best player.
quarterback.
Well, second best player ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got Fred Flintstone as their new head coach. His name is Dan Campbell.
This dude literally did an interview where he talked about how he tried to convince the owner to buy him a lion and to have a lion on a leash follow him around. This guy's such a good meme.
He's a legend. I hope he's like a baller coach too. He'd be my favorite coach. He already might be. Him or the Eagles coach are my favorite.
Okay, we will get to
coaches.
the Eagles coach later. I have some
we'll get
shit
this,
to say about that.
Stricielli or whatever.
Okay, I have some fucking shit to say.
Yeah. How you think Goff's gonna do under Fred Flintstone?
I've never thought that Goff was that bad. He clearly isn't he's not. I mean, Mayfield was a number 1 overall. I think that Mayfield and Goff are similar in the sense that they're not these amazing generational talents, but they're franchise guys. They're good. They're solid. They do their thing. One thing about Goff is he's so tough. He plays through injuries. Everybody shits on him, and he just goes out and does his thing. So, I think Goff is better than people give him credit for. He's not Stafford. He's not going to be as good as Stafford. No one expects him to be Stafford. I think he'll be a solid guy, and he'll be good for rebuilding a team. They'll replace him though after if they get a good team around him. They'll replace him with a better quarterback. They'll have to.
I think he was kind of sent to die though in Detroit.
Yes.
That's what it feels.
It was very
like.
disrespectful to make that trade.
He was thrown to the fire, it seems. And I mean, I think it benefits both teams. They needed to get rid of Stafford because they're clearly rebuilding. The Lions, as they should be. Goff is going to die though because no one's going to pick up his contract. So we'll see how many more years he's going to be a starter in the league, depending on how the Lions draft, or who knows, maybe he'll be good enough to be the Lions quarterback. He was the first overall pick, so.
He was.
Third, we have the Minnesota Vikings at 7-9.
Yes, frick, yes, Kirk Cousins, yes.
I'm hearing some Skull Viking in the background.
Yes.
They picked up Dalvin Tomlinson,
That's right.
Patrick Peterson in the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
They also still have Kirk Cousins and Mike Zimmer.
That's right.
And I'd love to hear from the resident Vikings fan
All right.
on the cast.
This is going to be a very interesting year for the Minnesota Vikings because we've kind of made it clear that we are committed to Kirk Cousins, Mike Zimmer, and our GM Rick Spielman for this year and next year. Okay. But decisions have to be made based on that fact. And you kind of always make moves a year early. in the NFL. You don't make a decision and it impacts that year. You always do it for the next year, right?
Mm.
So this is the make it or break it year. We missed out on the playoffs last year. The year before, we went to New Orleans and beat them in the Superdome as the 6th seed, which back then was the last seed. This is a make it or break it year. Last year, our defense was trash, which is what Mike Zimmer is always known for, is his good defenses. But last year, they were trash. They sucked. Cousins had a very bad start to the year, but a very good end to the year. This year, there's no more excuses. We got some free agents in our defense. We drafted a few defensive players. We drafted 2 offensive line prospects that look very promising. There's no more excuses. This is a year where we have to make the playoffs and at least have a good playoff game in order for... if we don't do that, if we miss the playoffs, if we just get absolutely... If we make the playoffs as a 7 seed and get absolutely shit-canned... I don't think we're going to fire Zimmer in the offseason because I think he's tied to Cousins, but I think that the upper management will kind of know, okay, next year's the last year for everybody involved, and we'll kind of blow it up after next season. That being said, we did draft 2 good offensive linemen, or what should be good offensive linemen, and we had a very boomer-bust offense last year. So getting those 2 linemen, if they can be productive, we should have a very explosive offense. Our defense should be better because Danielle Hunter's coming back. He was gone all year because of injury last year. We have Patrick Peterson, and our secondary should improve because we had almost all rookie cornerbacks last year. We don't have Gladney because he decided to beat up his girlfriend, so that's pretty fucked up. But
get your Gladney jersey half off.
Oh, let's go. But Danielle Hunter coming back. Michael Pierce opted out last season. He's from Baltimore, and he signed with us and then opted out. And then Dalvin Tomlinson, which we talked about. We should
He's
look
good.
better on defense with just those 3 being in our on our line. With Peterson coming in, I know he's not the same, but we need more corners, and he will be a decent 2nd or 3rd. We're looking for Cameron Danzler, to take a step up. So I'm thinking this year will be better. I'm very hopeful. I'm drinking the purple Kool-Aid, and I don't think we're gonna. I'm realistic. We're not gonna win the division, but I think that we'll have a bounce back year and we'll look good.
I really do love Kirk Cousins because he's just that bad.
Go. Trust.
Yeah, I'm not a Cousins guy. I do think the defense is going to be better, and I do like Zimmer. It just feels like the Vikings have kind of missed their window a little bit to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like you guys always kept making these like when you guys went to the fucking championship game before you got Kirk.
Mm-hmm. Keenum.
Like you're able to get far, but then you guys crash down to earth.
We can never go over the top. We're good, but never good enough.
Yeah, there's always like a hump. And I just, after seeing all that Cousins has to offer pretty much my whole life watching football, I just don't see it. Like, I don't see it in Cousins, man. I think if you guys had a different QB, you'd make the playoffs for sure. But Cousins worries me.
Yeah, I know that I have a Kirk Cousins jersey on and a Kirk Cousins fat head directly behind me. These are ironic. Like, I don't like Kirk Cousins. I'm very happy that
you bought those.
That we drafted Mond in the 3rd round because I'm hoping that he will be able to look at least good enough that we can move on from Cousins in 2 years. And if Mond's not the long-term guy, someone else, because Cousins is like decent. He's fine. I think he's better than Baker right now. I think he's better than Garoppolo. I think he's better than a lot of quarterbacks. But he also doesn't have any mobility. He doesn't have any way to extend plays, and he's not a guy that I want to stick with long term. I was pretty pissed when we extended him the first time, and I'm just really hoping that we don't give him another extension. I'm ready to be done with the Cousins era. I was ready a couple of years ago, but I know he's under contract. There's no way we're getting rid of him before next season's over. So I'm really hoping that we're successful, but we can still figure out a way to get rid of him in after next season, because I'm sick of this dude. He sucks.
For $84 million. Got you Kirk Cousins.
That's right.
And you guys decided you wanted 2 more years
said,
of that.
More,
for
please.
66
More,
mil.
please. Yes, that's what we want. Yep.
And that is why I have no faith in the Vikings. You guys, that is so much money for Kirk Cousins, man.
Other than
I do
quarterback,
agree he's a better quarterback than a lot.
Other than quarterback, I think that we have a good GM and we build a good team. And I think that the proof of that is that we were able to use Case Keenum to take us to the NFC Championship in 2017. Like, we can build a team, we can coach up a team, but we've never been able to get the quarterback that makes the difference to take us over the hump. We've always had subpar quarterbacks, and Cousins is just good enough to sell people on keeping him. Because they're afraid of what could be worse. But he's not good enough to do anything with. He certainly can't win a Super Bowl. He won a playoff game in overtime, and that was a shock.
Yeah.
But no,
you're like that.
He's not.
You're like that.
I'm hoping he's not the long-term solution, because I will be very sad for very many years. He's also a fat meme, though. Like Pizza Ranch, Kirk Cousins. Oh my God, he loves Julie.
I love Kirk Cousins memes. His dance is legendary too.
Kirk Cousins with the rushing touchdown.
Are you talking when he does like the kind of like floss with the floppy arms? Or are you talking about when he attempted the
end zone
gritty?
one? Yeah. The end zone one, or the arms where he's going like left and right. It looks fucking really bad.
That one's awesome. Please edit in when he does the gritty. That one's legendary.
Oh, I'll put it in there. The team that finished second at 8-8, somehow they made the playoffs, were the Chicago Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears. They got rid of Mitch. Mitch Kissing Titties is no longer their quarterback. They decided Andy Dalton should start for them, but they did draft Justin Fields, and that is clearly just Nagy and Pace's attempts at keeping their jobs. It's very obvious. I think Allen Robinson, their top wideout, is gone after the year, because they franchise tagged him, and he is pissed off about that. Maybe Fields balling out might change his mind, because I think Fields is going to play at some point. He's going to play. After seeing Dalton for a full year, he's still just Andy Dalton. I think Nagy sucks. Nagy needs to be fired. He had a fluke year. That's honestly what I think. Oh, for sure. Same with Pace. Like, the Bears are another team that is just always kind of badly run in the front office, though. So it wouldn't surprise me if they keep him for a bit, honestly. Okay. But I think the Bears are going to fall off drastically this season. The team that finished in first, Green Bay Packers, 13-3. I don't like the Packers. The Packers are the worst. Do you think Rodgers is still there opening day.
There is a 0% chance that Aaron Rodgers will ever play for a team that is not the Green Bay Packers. Ever.
So yeah, you think it's all just
I
like
think
a
it's all
farce?
bullshit. I think it's a power play. I think that Rodgers and the front office are bitching about who has more power, and in the end, they're just going to have to deal with each other. I don't think there's any chance that Rodgers ever suits up for a different team. Ever.
It's a very like I'm the alpha male situation
pathetic.
going on
Oh,
between them right now. Yeah, I think that this is definitely going to impact the Packers season though, because I mean at some point reports do have to be kind of true when like everyone's saying that like Rodgers' teammates are just kind of like sick of hearing about everything. But I mean, at the same time, all of his wideouts didn't show
They're
up
on
to
his
OTAs.
for sure.
So who knows what's going on? Yeah. It's really just dumb, though, like the whole situation. Like, although I think the Packers organization did it to themselves. Like, why are you drafting for Rodgers' replacement?
Well, it's like
I think he has a right to be somewhat
they've
upset
clearly
about
had
that.
a Super Bowl window for the last 3 years, and instead of trying to build up the team to compete for a Super Bowl, they've been fucking around and doing dumb shit. And it's like, you guys could have won a Super Bowl in the last 3 years easily. Like, you didn't have to even do that much to possibly win a Super Bowl. You almost won one without doing anything to contribute to it. So it's just like the idea that they're just going to continue to not draft. Like, it's just, I'm very happy that it happened because I fucking hate the Packers. But the fact that they have not taken advantage of this clear Super Bowl window, that is just, it's insane to me. I don't get it. I don't get how they choked it.
Yeah, they seem to always end up making like the wrong steps to the recipe. They always just kind of fuck up at the end. The fact that they've had Aaron Rodgers for so long and only have one Super Bowl is really astonishing,
Makes
honestly.
No sense.
I know, right? And the fact that they keep losing in these conference championship games. Because, like, I mean, they lost to Seattle, they lost to the fucking Niners, they lost to Atlanta. Because they had that window with McCarthy, like, in the mid-last decade. Like, from 2014 to, like, 16.
All right, for my NFC North, I've got Detroit going 5-12. I feel like that's pretty generous.
Okay.
They can't be any worse than the Patricia
Yeah,
era.
I was gonna say.
I mean, come on. I don't even
Don't
care
worry.
if Fred Flintstone's
Yeah.
their coach. I don't care if a real lion is playing quarterback
Fred
for them.
Flintstone from
They
Detroit.
can't be worse than Matt Patricia. So 5-12
Yeah.
is where I got them. Chicago, I have going 7-10. So a drop off from last year. I'm a little worried about Fields. I'm worried that he's going to be good, but he's not going to be show stopping this year. They're still going to fuck around with Andy Dalton for a bit. 7-10. My Minnesota Vikings, it'll be Kirktober all year, which means we will go 9-8, just slightly better than average.
Oh, okay.
I think we had some bad luck, and Kirk played terrible to start out the year last year. I think we'll have a better team. We'll go 9-8, which is enough to just barely clinch the playoffs on all of my standings. We'll get to that later. And I have Green Bay, honestly, picking up where they left off and going 13-4. I think that they are a good team.
Okay.
I think they continue to just do their thing. 13-4 is the same record that I had the Rams, and we'll talk about seeding later.
All right. So this is my hot take of the night.
No fucking way.
I have the Bears
No
last.
way.
And they're gonna go 2-15.
No fucking way. Really?
Yeah, dude, the Bears are gonna fucking suck.
How? How do they lose that much?
I think the Bears are gonna be trash. I don't know. I just kept picking the games, and they just kept losing, dude.
Are they just gonna start Dalton all year?
Well, that's what I was assuming. Just because I can't, I can't just be like, oh, from now on, Justin Fields is the
Right.
quarterback. I just feel like the Bears are gonna have a train wreck season. That's gonna be my hot take.
I hope
I
that
hope it
happens.
happens
That's
too.
awesome. That's great.
Yeah, that'd be great. And so Detroit just beats them out for third at 3-14. I've heard Fred Flintstone talk. Like, this dude is on, man. He is on something. Yeah,
awesome.
dude. I think Detroit might lead the league in like fucking personal fines for like fighting. I feel like that might happen. I think Sewell will be a god. I think Sewell's gonna be good. And I think Jack and Goff will still make me laugh.
Forever.
Then I have I have the Vikings in second. They're gonna go 8-9.
Fucking go.
Um,
8 wins, baby, for number 8 right here. Kirk
Yeah.
fucking Cousins.
8 wins
Yes.
for Kirk. I'm gonna pull a Kirk. And in first,
You like
I have
that?
Green Bay, and they're going to go 11-6. They're gonna take a small step back because they're gonna get beat by the Niners are gonna beat them, the Rams are gonna beat them. I think Green Bay will still be an upper team, but I think they're not going to like win those games, those like top tier games this season. I have a feeling. And so we're on the last division